Joseph, what do I put a caption? Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Asanda Kakaza. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Tembisa. Welcome, Kolo. Welcome. Okay, we're just gonna wait for a few more people to come in and then we can start. Hello, Nelly. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, honey. I see you also there. Let me wave at you. And hello, Mpato. Welcome. Hello, Precious. I hope I'm looking good because it's Women's Month and
my cross review.
Yes. We are here as promised. I'm that kind of girl that keeps a promise. We're just gonna wait for a few more people. I'm just gonna... Thank you, Kolo. So everything is good. The view and the light and the sound. Is it Pashash? Okay. We're just gonna wait for a few more people to come in and then we're gonna start. I think in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna start. We're just gonna wait for Pastor Jay to also connect to Instagram. For the Instagrammers, welcome Akona. Hi, Annelisa. Yes. I'm just gonna be browsing through as I wait. In the next 5, I'm going to start. Come in. Abantu baphi nabasemingcwabeni? Welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much, Nelly. So I'm going to start in a few seconds. I hope you guys will be with me right through the end. Yeah, we're gonna start. Let's wait even for the Instagram family. Okay. I see that people are coming in even on Instagram, and I welcome all of you. So today, our business is here. It's here on my book, My Cross, The Journey to Conception. As I promised that I'll be talking about it. this is where we are. I hope you will enjoy. Okay, first of all, this day, I'm going to greet all of you that are watching, and a special shout out to women out there, because it's Women's Month and tomorrow is the big day. It's Women's Day. It's the 9th of August, the day that we hear about in history. About welcome, Mrs. J. Welcome, Dash. Nomava. Namkelekile. Thank you for joining me. Lungeni, thank you for joining me. So it's that day when women were fed up. They were just tired with everything that was going on, the past laws and everything. The fact that they couldn't go to the nearest town without having the pass with them, the dome pass. You know, those laws that the apartheid regime enforced to people, those ridiculous laws. Women were just fed up, and they decided to just go to those offices, the union buildings, where the president of that time was J.G. Strado, I think. And then they just went, and then they said they were fed up, they were tired. Watinta bafazi, watinta imbokodo, and all these other laws that were ridiculous, even against a woman. Do you understand that in as much as apartheid was a nuisance to black people, but it was worse even to women. That's how things have been. As you also see, even up to this day, that we're still fighting the abuse of women, the abuse of like women and children. But it's worse on the side of women. Women are taken as nothing. That is why we have all these women, these strong women that stand up and just say, you know what, we are done. Okay, the song was for me to wait for people, so now we've already started. Welcome, sister Mamunqetho wamkelekile. So in the history, women have always been abused. That is why sinamaqhawe omama that are like saying no more. And I also want to say that my heart is with our famous Norma Gigaba, even at this time, that I, as Mam Hlengane, I'm also praying for her, that may the Lord carry her through, even in this difficult time that she's facing, that she would be, even to an extent of going to jail, just because of these things that are being done to women, and no one cares what has been done to her. But she's just famous for destroying a man's car. But who has ever asked what happened in the process? What caused it? So now we're here, we're fighting for women. We are saying no more to gender-based violence. We are saying women are here. We are also human beings, and we are powerful. You know, there's this pastor that once said these words, that they fear you because you are powerful. I think it was in Sarafina when school children were being murdered and whatnot. And then he said that they fear you because you are powerful. You know, people that have less power than you, they will do everything to make you feel less than them. Do you understand? So now you need to take up your position and say, enough is enough. I am here, Womandla, we are powerful. So now, besides the Women's Day, I wanted to dedicate this day to special women that are dear to my heart, women that I think I have a passion for, women that are dealing with infertility problems. You know, that it's something that is tried. That, you know, it's nature that a woman is a childbearer. A woman should nurse children. A woman should give birth to children. A woman should raise children. A woman should, we are carriers. We take children from heaven to earth. As it was done, Mary was chosen by God to take Jesus from heaven to earth. So it's happening. Women are just transporting people. Everyone that is out here was transported by a woman. A woman will get pregnant, a woman will give birth to a child, no matter how that child will become, but a woman is transport. Welcome, Shelley Jones, my friend. So now today I want to talk about the special women that are being prejudiced, women that life has become a bit unfair to them, that they can't have that chance of transporting people, because in as much as it's painful to be pregnant, in as much as it's painful to deliver a child, but I hear stories that it brings so much joy to have carried someone, a life within you, to have brought a life to earth. I hear that it is a wonderful thing. But then now there's women that, to them, that is only a dream. To them, that is a prayer of every day, that, you know what, God, if only I can be counted among such women. Do you understand? So now today I want to dedicate this special day to them, since it's Women's Day tomorrow and it's Women's Month, that if you're a woman out there and you've been having infertility problems, you are unable to carry a child, you are unable to bring a child to earth, I just want to say, I'm with you today, and I love you, and God loves you. The fact that you are struggling with that problem, it doesn't mean God doesn't love you. The fact that you are struggling with those problems, it doesn't mean God has rejected you. You are actually a beautiful woman, and there's more to you than that. Do you understand? I once wrote in one of my of my blogs that you know, life sometimes people can give you tags that in fact it's an assumption that if you've never had a baby shower, if you've never had a bridal shower, if you've never had a wedding day, if you've never had any of those things that we take that are girly, are womanish, then you will be labeled as not woman enough. You are a woman. You are beautiful. You are a flower of the world, even if you've not been able to carry a child. So now this thing has been, I've realized that the society is ignorant towards this thing. Hence, among the what can I say? The violence, the abuse that is being done to women, we recognize all the kinds of abuse, but this one is forgotten. That it's also another form of abuse. Abusing someone based on their inability to bring a child to earth. It's a form of abuse, because, you know, in families, in society, in workplaces, women are being abused for being unable to bring a child to life, for their difficulties in conception. People just assume that it's certain things that has caused them not to have a child. They do not even know a story behind, because I can bet for a woman not to have a child, let's say at 30 or at 40 or whatever, if you see them not having a child for a certain time, especially if they are married, do not come up with those assumptions, because obviously every woman wants to carry a child, every woman wants to have a baby. But if you see that they're not doing that, it's not happening, you must know that it's not an easy journey for them. Do you understand? Something is behind that. So now I wanted to say that to women that are dealing with infertility issues, you must be strong, girl. You're not alone. You're not alone. So I've even said that I'm dedicating to all to these women that have been called with these weird names. They've been called bad names, that because of their inability to have children, they're called barren. Even some I know it's an English term to call someone barren, but hey, it's hectic. It's hectic to be labeled because of your situation. Do you understand? And then now And even in the Bible, there are stories that we hear of such women being abused in this manner up until something happens. Do you understand? So now I'm dedicating this day to all these women that are being that they have to deal with these questions every day. That uzala nini ntombi, utheni uyaguga, uzala nini, and tontoni sifuna ukwenza i-baby shower thina uyasilibazisa. And you know, they say those things laughing. They don't even care what is wrong with you. They don't even think that there might be something behind. I just want to say to society, do not always make assumptions. Not everything that shines is gold. The fact that women out there are all beautiful and smiling, they're trying to cope. You know, it's not because they're not feeling what is happening. You know, this other woman even shouted at me. I was at a church conference, for God's sake. I was at a church conference, and then this other old lady came to me and was like, and you know, people would label you and say, oh, bafundileyo ndondoni, you know, and ngolisa isibele kusizokhalala le nto niyenzayo nilibale ukuba ningafuni uzala. And I'm thinking, this old lady are the kind of people that we expect to come to us and actually tell us of what to do and actually encourage us that don't worry, it's going to happen. Old people are people that have experienced a lot in life. If it's not them, it's a neighbor, it's someone in the family, it's a friend, it's someone. They should be telling us stories of so-and-so that gave birth at 50. They should be telling us stories of so-and-so that persevered up until it happened. But now all they do, they come to you and tell you that, you know what, you are delaying us. They tell us all these stories. So it's not nice. It's not nice to be labeled as not woman enough. But if I'm going to be dealing with a few questions that I have down here from people that have read my book, My Cross. My Cross is a book that is based on what the subject that I'm talking about. It's called My Cross and subtitled The Journey to Conception, which is summarily based on the journey that I am going through, the journey of inability to conceive a child. And it started bad. It started weird. You know, when you are growing, you have assumptions. You grow up having assumptions that you ante ndizoba nenimoto, ante ndizochata, ante ndizoba nomzi, umntana, ntonto. You count these things, and then you hardly think of shortcomings. Do you understand? You hardly think of, hey, uba khange ndimfumane lo myeni ndithetha ngaye at that time, okanye mhlawumbi ubudla ngobona uthi look up to uBeyonce nobani baniqonda usizobanje nomyeni nam, and then ungafumani mhlawumbi lo myeni ubumcinga as ubukhula, mhlawumbi ufumana umuntu onenye character ongeyiyo le nhlobo out there ifly, or else wawupictureshe igraduation yakho ntontoni, ufumanise uba wena uzothatha enye ijeni ekufuneka uqala uyozisebenzela espa, uraise imali, uthini uzoyogreda mhlawumbi sewuna 50, akuseyiyo laa nto ubuyicingile. So life has those surprises that it brings to you, and then you've thought that you've even pictured your baby shower, you've even pictured having a baby at a young age, and you think like, you know what, when I'm gonna dress like this with my baby girl, I'm gonna dress my son like this and that, and then you are surprised that, you know what, things don't go the way you planned. They don't go the way you wished. So now you feel like, am I in this journey? Is this happening to me? Oh my word. I've always heard of stories like this. I've heard Umalmegas, Ubanban is going through this. I've heard so and so went through this and that. Ubanban is and you never associated that, you never even associate that thing with you. But then now when it happens to you, you feel like, hey, dancing so me so now when such time came to me, Untombi uthi njengo-Beyonce no-Jay-Z. Untombi, you know, we used to talk about these things even as children, you know, ucinga uba kuzothi kuthi. And then life comes, life happens. Akukho sesistorini umyana muthi sisiqephu. Akukho siqephu i-life siyalifisha kunzima kuyazanywa uba everything should work. And asikho kwi-fairy tale awuzufika laa mntu kaCinderella. You know, you must try and make life work and ibe mandi, ibe perfect for you. So now I went through this journey. I had to go through this journey of the infertility problem. I started realizing that it was a problem because we got married in 2006, and then we planned the first 2 years no baby. And then after the first 2 years, we were like, okay, then maybe a baby can come. But then now we started, we thought, okay, the contraceptives are still in the body. And then 1 year passed, second year passed, third year passed, and you're like, okay, what's going on? What is going on? So now it was something like that, and you feel like, it's strange. It is strange. And then we started going to gynaes. We started taking medication for that, and I was tested and whatnot. But the summary of the story is that we discovered that I was having the problem, the infertility problem, because when you are unable to conceive, it has to be one of you that has a problem. It's not always the case that nobabini you are unable to make a baby. So now, so as it happened that I am the one that wasn't able to conceive, and we tried. And in the process of trying and trusting God, it was laid in my heart that I write the book. You know, I wrote the book. You know, funny enough, when I wrote the book, I wasn't as fine as I am now about it. To just a testimony that my total healing, or when I actually felt okay, like okay as I'm okay now about this whole thing, is when I released the book. But when I wrote the book, I was still sad about it. It's not an easy journey, you know. As I wrote in one of the chapters here that I think it was it's chapter Banlone's spiritual side of the journey and emotional side, chapter 3. That the emotional side of it is that it's different every day. It's different every day. I welcome the Instagrammers, on Facebook, but I know that you guys are here, and thank you so much for joining me. And this day you are okay, you feel like, it's gonna happen anytime. It's gonna happen noba kunini, noba kuphunyaka, and uzikhuthaza yona asihlala sikhuthazwa nguSarah waseBhayibhelini. I'm sure bonke abantu, all the women out there that have heard this problem, they know ba kukhona Sarah, kukhona Hannah, kukhona obani bangiqonde Nkosi yami nami kuzokwenzeka noba nina 90, you know. There are those days where you feel positive about it, you trust God, whatnot. And then there are days where you feel like, is it ever gonna happen? You know what, time is ticking, and le pressure yexesha engazi ba isuka phi, uba kuthiwe ungathi beneminyaka emingaka ungaduthini, and you feel like, this thing is never gonna happen. So now that time came for me, and I decided to write the book in 2017. I don't even want to say I decided to write the book, because I didn't know it was a book that I was writing. I was just writing how I felt. Do you understand? I was just writing my experience. I was writing, even it's funny, even the way I started that on the introduction. Those that are already having the book, they will see on the introduction that my first line, it says, life is so funny. For some people, falling pregnant is the easiest thing in the world. Some plan it, some just say the word and it happens. Even worse, some people do not even want to conceive, but it keeps happening to them. That's how I started, you know, because I was just writing how I feel. I would sit in my bed and just think, what is happening? What is happening? And you know when you're going through a certain situation that ujonge nobani, ujonge nenantsika zakho, ne-sisters zakho, ujonge ne-friends zakho, ujonge i-colleagues, ujonge ecaweni ukuba hayibo, why am I different? Like, ndikhule nobani, wachata ndachata, yayinto enhle, yayinto emandi, ngokutheni, why am I going to be stuck now when it comes to this? And jonga ngoku ubani is pregnant owesibini and whatnot. I just want to highlight the fact that it's not even competition at times, but you just feel like, what is going on? I just want to understand. That is why I even started writing the book. So now, yeah, that was the first question that someone asked me. When did you decide to write the book? I did not decide to write the book. I was just writing how I feel. Maybe you could just ask Ubana, when did I decide to publish it? Because I just wrote it, and then I put it there in my laptop. And then I realized that, oh, this actually can be a book. Because at first I didn't even intend, the author, I'm writing a book. But then I thought it's a testimony that I want to share to people. Because as I wrote, I kept on writing. I realized, oh, it's actually a testimony. It can help someone. I did not know that because at first, before I released this book, but now after I released the book, I received healing from God, total healing. Like now I'm just living my life. Like you can just see, it's not a big deal. Like I feel like if baby, we even had a name, if baby Junior comes, it's God's will. If he doesn't come or she doesn't come, it's God's will. I'm fine with it. I'm gonna live my life. I'm going to explore. I'm going to live for to the fullest. I want to do whatever God wants me to do. If it means I'm gonna have to live without a baby, it's fine. If I'm gonna have to be one of those miracles in the 90, then it's fine. It's God's will anyway. Do you understand? So I point. So that is why I felt, but this is a testimony. It can help someone. You know, it can help someone or say less surprised after 2 or 3 years. I was like, I can once I go back uses contraceptives. What's happening? Am I different? Am I having a defect? And then okay, and started. There's also another one that says, why did you decide to write the book? Okay, so it's a redundance that I did not decide to write the book. I was just writing how I felt. And then I realized later on that it's actually a testimony that I can share with the world, that I can actually, you know, help heal some people. Because in this Balok they have, some have actually have a healing effect. I think Zizo it's like on my cross. It's someone else, and then I read the book and received healing. So I believe that anyone out there that is going through the same journey or a journey that is related to this one can actually get healing while reading the book. And that, okay, a brief background of the book. It's actually what I've already mentioned, that it emanated from how I felt. It emanated from the journey, because, you know, having to go through medication. Medication is not nice. I don't like it. It's the pills. It's the injections at times. It gets tougher as time goes by, because they give you 3 years. But in fact, 3 months. That take this for 3 months. And then you go energetic. And then you even have false things. False alarms that, oh, I think it has happened this time. It has happened, and clicks. We are taking the test. You know, be strong with medication. September 2, I don't know if it's a negative. and then iphele 3 months, and then you go again to the gynae. Hayi kuthi uthatha 3 this time ipilisi. No, ngeke ulangundoqo le. Uthatha i-vitamins, uthenge intoni ecaleni, uthenge. You know that this thing is going to happen. Uqhuba nefaith ecaleni. Not God, I'm praying it's going to happen. You are energetic. And then I wrote in one of the chapters in the book that for people that are in this journey, the most traumatic time ever is the end of the month. That time of the month when you have to go to your periods and you feel like it has not happened. So now, what I used to do, I used to actually try test before we figure that time of the month, because that time of the month it hurts more than anything. You feel like, oh Lord, udikiwe, and PMS injani. You feel like you are in a bad mood, and this thing also means something else to you, that conception has not happened. But then when you actually test, you feel like, oh, okay, one line, it's fine. Then it means I'm going to go to my periods. So you end up having these strategies that okay, then this and that. Your 3 months, and then they go to injection. Like I'm very scared of injection. I would cry because I am scared of injection. But now, having to go through injection for a number of years, not for months or and then is a powerful, she's like a woman of God, she has faith and whatnot. So must mix in a faith. Don't any prescription, it's gonna happen. And she knows I'm also a woman of God. So and then it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And then that's what happened. And so in the process, in Galobala, there's this sort of testimony while I was still going through the treatment. Man konba, hey, mandipali. This other one, that was the hardest. I think they were going to open fallopian tubes. Hi, sana. I think I was sick for 2 or 3 days there, and it just made me so sick. And then it gave me the fact that I got so sick gave me a lot of hope that no, something is gonna happen. And then after that sickness, I was but I was positive about it. But yeah, it's gonna come up with something, But then I waited and waited and waited and waited. Nothing happened after that sickness. So I wrote again. After that, after some time, I was like, you know what, this is so irritating, having to undergo such difficult procedures, having to undergo medication, peeling medication, sickness is chronic, medication, chronic illness. Sell medication, I am not sick, it is this medication. So I went through it, different experiences, and you would ask, why did I dedicate the book to my husband? Usta is like, if it's not happening, it's fine. I was like, yay, why is he fine about it? Because I always hear stories that mostly it's the husbands that put pressure on the ladies. To an extent that angatanga was no conceiver, because uyapenika ifamily yakhe ilapha naye ulapha kude kuplan izinto kube khona malume that abaplan uba makakhuleliswe ngubhuti wakhe, all such nonsense stories that we hear. And all of a sudden my husband is so patient about it, and sometimes I would be in disbelief, sometimes I would appreciate it, sometimes I'd be like, pretend like this thing is not nice, but he would be the one to encourage me. But what happened is that he actually started now to show himself when he's not taking it well. Sometimes that, no, he's having a rough time, and then sometimes he'll be fine. And I appreciate every feeling that he would show to me. Do you understand? He would, okay, there's a question there. Any chances of adoption? Joseph, please jot me at the questions so that in class was pin. Okay, so now I understand and I be right, and we would talk about it. I always said, I talk, I speak out. Nobody hurt, nobody mandelo, nobody I talk. I talk about my feelings, my expectations. I tell him everything. So I would say, Ted, let's talk about it. Tell me how you feel. So we would end up talking about it, sitting. And also we've got friends, our friends, as I say, my gate, she would support me. She would ask me how I feel. Don't need sometimes we'd go to especially sitting, and we really appreciate that. And my family and my sister, I remember one pass some medication, I think what was it, vitamins or something, and then we've been trying, girl. So I'm sure again I niece or nephew, but it's fine. And my sister also Snoxy, and yeah, abantu you know, abanye abantu bayiboyika undibuza, abanye abantu baye they just keep quiet and not say anything because bayoyika ukundihethisha. So abanye ke baye aba close enough, baye bathethe, but they ask me, how are things going? And then I would speak out and be like, yo, this and this is happening. So thank you so much even to my sisters, and thank you even to my mother. Oh, shame ukoko. We talk about everything every day, so everyone knows. So now, yeah, and any question, didn't you feel you were exposing your weaknesses to the public when writing the book? Because I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel I was exposing my weaknesses to the public when I was writing the book, because we'll always go back to the first point that I didn't know I was writing a book. I thought I was writing a testimony, I was writing how I felt, and then it became a book. So now when I published, or I had to publish it, I was already feeling as if, you know what, don't get up on any blog this other time, was like, don't die twice. If something kills you inside, you feel like this thing is hectic, it's bad, no one has, I don't wish for this to anyone that I'm going through, don't. You must know that I just got that revelation that you can't die twice. You must die once. Sufa even on the other. Someone else must be healed because of it. So it means someone else must get healing from it. It must work for someone. Do you understand? Then when it works for someone, Uchiko approves. Uchiko praises. Uchiko for it. I wanted an English word for that. Uba Uchiko actually what is he approves what you are doing, because ushumaili evangeli in a way. You must preach about it. You must tell the world about it, that kuyahambeka. Some problems in life, you don't need solutions ezingako. Sometimes you just need someone to tell you that kuyahambeka, this journey is doable. Do you understand? So I decided that I will not die twice. It has happened to me. Okay, I'm one of those that are going through the journey, and one day it will happen, or maybe it will never happen. It's fine, but I must not die twice. I must make sure that someone gets healing from this. Someone gets motivated from this. Someone I've been motivated to an extent that I conceive because of my testimony. Do you understand? We must die to self. That is what is important. I decided that I'm going to die to self. It's not about me. It's about the people of God. I didn't think of me. I just thought of God's people. I was like, someone must hear it. It's not about me. andizobe ndifihla uba kwathini, you know. I think all those things kukuba ufile uba ingawe, wanting to hide it kakhulu, noba uyayibona uba inganceda umntu in a way. So I was like, no, it's fine, let me die once, and the rest of it, let it be healing, let it be joy, let it be encouragement, let it be motivation. Hence the book, My Cross. I decided, you know what, this is my cross, and I'm going to carry it in public, just like Jesus. I'm going to carry it in public. People will see that I'm carrying a cross, and a cross, no crown. Abantu bayayazi. And then there's a question that says, are there any chances of adoption? Adoption is one of those things that my husband and I are actually considering. We've been doing it informally. We you know, everyone that knows us knows we have children that we are always raising. We are never alone. In as much as we're supposed to be living just the two of us, it has never happened. We are always having children in our house. Children that we raise up until grade 12, and then they go to varsity. We raise up until grade 12, and then, but we've always had Uwendi, our princess, that we got her at a very young age. Some to Sisi, one of my sisters-in-law. Funny enough, abantu bahlutshwa emizini yabo, but mna, no one gives me trouble emzinam. No one gives me trouble about uba kuthiwe kutheni enganika ubhuti umntana. No one says that. Actually, it's the opposite. Emzinam, they give me a lot of support. My sisters, like Sisbusi, Udok, Umama Kawendi, wow, Westgate, Pumtan. I was like, we was here now, and at that time she didn't even have Uli Kusi. She was just left alone. I was like, wow. So I really, really appreciate, even West no mama, no zake, like no one gives me stress about watini. They keep umama clasko to give umama zala keeps on saying, hey, ungabuzihlupa ngezinto makoti, ungabuzihlupa ngezinto ezinto iyokwenzeka xa ingenzekanga, xa ingenzekanga yenzekanga, xa yenzekile khulisa abantwana uThixo akunike bona. So we've always leno ndithi besenze adoption ke informal, but Wendy is one of those that we actually consider as our daughter, because yena, she's been there, and nje, it's just the surname that is not ours, but she's literally our daughter. There's okay. Someone is asking about surrogacy. Surrogacy, I don't feel strongly about it. Man can't do adoption. Adoption. So njengoba sihleli siyenza informally, we do wish to do it formally if time permits. That actually ndiyofumana isana ke ngondikhulise, like kodwa sedlule kwese stage. Kaloku njengoba ndithi don't die twice. Ngoku ndizobe ndisindile kwi-labor pains, ndizobe ndisindile kuzo zonke trauma that you guys go through xa kuzalwa, ndizobe ndisindile kungalali ebusuku ndililelwa. So at least ndifuna xa idlulile kule ira yolila kakhulu ebusuku, so that ndizazi uba njengoba ingenzekanga le ilindelekileyo ye-nature kodwa zikhona endisinde kuzo. But ke ngoku ndibeke ngoku mhlawumbi, like let's say 3 years going up, then we get that kind of a baby. So it's beautiful. And surrogacy ke yona ke, we're not considering it. We've checked all those spheres, sajong, there's options about what can work, what cannot work. Because ngoku, when we kept on trying, our one option that was left was IVF and surrogacy, and we were like, you know what, this is where we stop and let God do the rest. We were left with that, you know what, IVF, we don't want to go through that trauma. The trauma of expectations and whatnot has been hectic throughout these years, and we're like, you know what, this is enough. We will not go through the IVF, having to ube positive. We've read articles, we've heard testimonies live, we've heard abantu bethetha uba, you know what, akululanga uthi sewulindile walinda. I was like, well, there are positive stories, but such we're not ready for that, and we don't want to go that far as the IVF. We are cool. And then surrogacy, we think there's too much complications around it. And that I don't want to die twice, because with the surrogacy now I'm gonna get eseliyukwe lililayo ebusuku at least that one I must be covered. I must know ukuthi ke if God has decided this way for me, then it means sendisindile kule nenye the trauma. So yeah, usually everybody has their own race and journey. In as much as I'm not in a position to understand how this feels like I do. Okay, this is beautiful. In as much as I'm not in a position to understand what that feels like, I do like what you say, that women should still feel women enough. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
1 year maybe.
1 year maybe, adoption.
Yeah, mom.
You know, yeah. What can 3 years? Let Magabena 3 years because as I said, ndifuna uba ndingayifumani leya se uThixo endenze ndangayifumani yabona la trauma ye first 3 years alilayo okanye mhlawumbi you're gonna have to share with me uba ngcono nini ndiyithathe kuloo nyaka ke ngoku apha ekulileni nasekuhlupheni apha engcono khona uba 2 years going forward, then we will consider it. And we will have to, yeah, exciting the adoption that you're going to have to visit a certain home. You're looking for someone also dibanisa njengami ebusweni nomuntu njengostar athi then athi ekhula abe bebufana nathi ukona othi yewethu asilali yeke ndifuna ke ngokuba ndingabifumani ke mali ongalali. Gugu is saying even if it's 2 years, that's if Auntie Gugu will come and amo yexayelila ebusuku, then it's fine. Xayena 2. And do you have any other question?
Mom Thembi uthi for bonding purposes.
All right, then I will consider it. I will consider that one as well. But thank you so much, ladies, and I just want to say it's nice way too. It's beautiful, and as I said before, that this book gave me healing. God works in mysterious ways. There's a chapter that says God works in mysterious ways because it explains that sometimes kuye kwenzeke ngohlobo oluthile, but mhlawumbe ufumana healing yakho. Sometimes you get the actual miracle that you are trusting God for. Sometimes God gives you a way of healing or a way of living around it. That you know what, God will make you miraculously healed, will make you miraculously understand the situation, will make you be able to live around it, even if it doesn't happen. Do you understand? So I'm saying this book is my testimony. This book gave me hope. It gave me healing. It gave me a new name. I'm a happy woman because I wrote the book and I gave the testimony to the world, and I was fine after that. So noba kwenzeka ntoni, and yeah, we actually thinking about the adoption route, and it's the most positive one at the moment.
Rev is saying 1 or 2 or 3 years. I want to sleep, please. I'm the evangelist.
Usta says the same thing as I'm saying, that you know what? Why? So it's 3 years for Rev. So 3 years it is, girls. Mam Lecha, it's 3 years. Gugu, it's 3 years. Domrish, it's 3 years. Ithi abantwana abafani mama, abanye abalalisi, abanye uyalala nje wena njengama hayi andingeni funa ndibesho uba lidlulile ixesha asandiswa. Uthi ke my cross is honestly relevant for each of our different crosses. Thank you so much, Lady Rev. Oh, that's nice.
You are so brave, thank you for sharing and watching from Zambia.
Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate even the people that have bought the book. And unfortunately, COVID-19 happened because we were still planning a launch for the book where I was gonna sit and sign for everyone and actually share my story. So yeah, otherwise, if you still want copies of the book, you're welcome to contact me sisasebenza through the same system of ordering, and then we send you the book. It's 150 rands a copy. Then for those different places that you are at, you just add extra 100 rands for deliveries, and yeah, you will get your copy of my cross. Otherwise, they're still working for the towards the online, because we're also gonna put it online.
Mom Timmy says, I'm so happy, my sister, for this conversation. I love you.
Thank you so much. I love you too, my sister. I love you too. And uGugu uthi, but dad gave options. Uyamazi kaloku dadakho. Thank you so much, my sister Andombrish. Enkosi kakhulu. I also enjoyed the talk, and I hope you guys will enjoy Women's Day tomorrow. Bani brayele, please, because I'm also expecting a braai. And Precious, we still enjoyed. Thank you, Mama. God bless you, my daughter. I love you so much. I love you, ladies. Up until we meet again, please make sure you get your own copy of my cross, and inbox us, WhatsApp me, call, do whatever that you can get a copy of this book. You will not regret having it. Thank you so much. Up until next time, God bless you. I'll be preaching. God bless you. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Kololwetu. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you, guys. God bless you.